Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are looking at my updated version of the 2020 Senate map or Senate map prediction for the month of June. So let's start filling out these safe states right now. I'll be generous. I'll start with Democrats. I always start off with Republicans. New Mexico will be safe. Ben Ray Lujan does not have a strong enough opponent, in my opinion. Dick Durbin, Mark Curran will not be a strong enough contender, and Illinois is turning bluer and bluer by the day. These good old New England states will be safe as well. Ed Markey will most likely end up winning, just based off of the West Virginia primary. It's sad, but it's what it's looking up to be, unless this whole virus situation dies out by September, which it probably won't. But there's all the safe blue states. Time for the safe red states. Alaska, Idaho, Wyoming. Those are all safe. South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, all safe. Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. Alabama will be safe. Doug Jones shot himself in the foot with impeachment. He could have voted no. He could have voted no! And would have had a chance. If he voted no, I probably would say, yeah, he's going to win his seat. Probably by a lean margin. But anyway. South Carolina's still safe. Kentucky, Tennessee. West Virginia is now safe, considering that Ojeda lost and they nominated a far-lefter. They shot himself in the foot with that. Again, Democrats love doing that for some reason. So it just went from Shelley Moore Capito is probably going to win by 30-plus points now. Just going to say that right off the gate. Alright, so far we have 43 Republican seats to 41 Democrat seats. Let's see. Let's see what we got so far. Let's take a look. I'm not going to change format. Oregon, it's going to be likely. Before Joey Perkins got the nomination, I thought it was going to be safe. But since she got the nomination, I feel like Trump is really going to help her down ballot. And if Trump wins it by less than 10, she'll win it, or she'll lose. Or, hold on. If Trump wins, or Trump loses the state, if Trump gets it within 10, she'll get it within 10. That's what I've been trying to say. I'm sorry. So, there's that. Colorado, I think Hickenlooper is going to end up winning the state by roughly 7 to 8. But if the investigation keeps screwing him over and all that, it could end up being lean. But right now, I'm putting it in the likely column. Another state that I think would end up being likely for. Hold on, never mind. That's the only two likely Democrat states. Now, time for the Republican likely states. I forgot to fill in Iowa as safe. Teresa Greenfield's currently pulling ahead of Joni Ernst, but I think when it comes to election day, a lot of people are going to start coming out for Ernst. And if Trump wins this, like with Oregon, if Trump wins the state by over 10, then Joni Ernst is going to win her seat by over 10, so I'm keeping it in the good old safe column for now. Now, the likely Republican states, Chris Kobach. If Chris Kobach's a nominee, I think he'll end up winning it by 4 to 6, so I'm putting in the likely margin. If it's Marshall, I think his name is, he'll end up winning it by plus 10, so I'm going to put in the likely column for now. John Cornyn is going to win by a likely margin. I think he got lucky with Beto not running. I think it would have been lean if Beto would have run. But he's now got M.J. Hager and Royce West. Probably got those names mixed up, guarantee it. But I don't think either one of them is going to end up, causing Texas to be under 5. So, and Georgia's seat, that'll be likely as well. David Perdue. Actually, I'll put that in the lean column. I think John Ossoff is a strong contender, a strong candidate. And if it was Teresa Tomlinson, who I thought was going to be the nominee, because I somehow didn't realize John Ossoff was running for some reason, it'll be lean. Another lean Republican state will be Kentucky, unless actually I think it'll be. Unless it's either, what was his name, Brown? I don't remember. It's Brown, McGrath, either one. They're going to get McConnell under 10, and there's the seat. Okay, time for the lean Democrat states. A lean Democrat seat involves Minnesota. Tina Smith is not a strong candidate, but you know what? I'll come back to that later. But New Hampshire, oh boy. Don Bulldog is going to most likely become the John James of this election cycle. He'll most likely get a huge head of star power because, no one's going to expect him to do well in New Hampshire, and he's going to do super well in New Hampshire. I can guarantee people are like, yeah, Gene Sheen's going to win it safe because, Don Bulldog, no one knows him, but I think he's got a chance. I think He's got a chance to make it close. He's not going to win, obviously. If anything, he'll most likely attempt 2022, where he'll lose because it's going to be a blue wave year. But that's just how it is. Time for the lean Republicans. Actually, I forgot one. Virginia. Daniel Gate is most likely going to end up winning the nomination. I would actually want it to be the candidate whose last name is Special. I'm not kidding. It's Special with an E. I think his name was Marshall Special or something like that. He was the he's a John James-esque candidate, meaning he was from the Navy. People love their military candidates, but I don't think he's going to get the nomination. If Special gets the nomination, Virginia will be a lot closer, but it'll still be lean. I think Warner will end up winning it 4-6, similar to Kobach, but he'll end up winning it by a lean margin, in my opinion. Time for the tilt states. Oh boy, all these states here, yeah, they're going to be tilt. Except Georgia's special election, it'll be lean as well. I think Collins is going to end up winning it by a lean margin, which is why I have it in lean red. But I think it will go off to a runoff. So can I just put it safe just because it's going to a runoff? Anyway, time for the good old tilt states. Montana, I think Steve Bullock is going to end up winning the seat narrowly. Very popular in Montana. In 2012, Mitt Romney won the state by a safe margin, and Bullock was still able to win the state in both 2012 and 2016 for the governor race, and the Republicans that were in the general, Mitt Romney and Donald Trump, won it by over 10, and it really didn't seem to affect him whatsoever, so I don't see why he wouldn't win. You can't say it's because it's a general election, because Montana's gubernatorial election happens during an election season. It always does, and Bullock was able to win it, so I don't see how that has anything to do with it. Mark Kelly is probably going to end up winning Arizona's special election, just due to the fact that Martha McSally is not popular in the state. She was appointed after she lost by like 4 points to Kyrsten Sinema, and Kelly's running to the right of Sinema, so that's only going to help him more. But I do think Trump is going to attempt to do his hardest to get McSally in, or to get her reelected, I guess you could say. I don't think it's going to help out, especially since this whole coronavirus thing, a lot of people are moving towards the left for some reason. Tina Smith, I think she's going to narrowly hold her seat. Jason Lewis and Don Bolduc, I have my eyes on those two, because they're going to do a lot better than what people are saying they are. One of them is going to go on and challenge. One of them is going to go on and either do good things, like John James is right now. They're going to get some sort of star power. John James, Beto O'Rourke, those are the two candidates everyone had their eyes on. Jason Lewis and Don Bolduc, those are the two candidates everyone needs to have their eye on this time. The no-name candidates, they're here. Bring them to the starlight. It's going to happen. Now, Michigan, I do think John James is going to end up winning it at the end of the day. Gary Peters has less name recognition than Debbie Stabenow. I think if Senate seats were to be held up once every 2 years, and it was Stabenow versus James, I still think Stabenow would win. But since it's Gary Peters, I think John James will end up winning it roughly by less than 1. He'll roughly by like 0.5, 0.4. Trump will end up winning the state. Actually, I'll have to talk about that later, but anyway. North Carolina, this is a seat that a lot of conservatives and liberals are saying is going to go to Tillis, but I think if you take a look at things, if you take a look at patterns in the past, whoever has more of an ad boost in North Carolina, they end up winning the election. Roy Cooper had a better ad boost than Corey back in 2016. He won the election. Richard Burr had more ad revenue than Deborah Ross did in 2016. He won. And now Cal Cunningham so far is showing that he has more ad revenue than, it's probably not called ad revenue, but you know what I mean, but than Tom Tillis does currently. So I'm having him win the seat as of right now. Call me crazy, but I know my state more than anyone else. Fight me. And finally, we're going to talk about Susan Collins. Right now, I'm going to put her in the tilt column. So I think Sarah Gideon has a good shot at winning it. Most likely, I'll have, if I had to guess, I'll most likely have North Carolina, Maine, and possibly Montana flip by my final prediction. Who knows? I honestly don't. But as of right now, I have Susan Collins winning it by less than 1. She'll end up winning it as of right now. If her approval rating keeps tanking, then she'll most likely end up losing, but as of right now, remains red on my map. And so far, I have 51 to 49, a net 2 gain for Democrats in the Senate. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Chaotic One saying peace.